What up, traders? What up, investors? Very, very, very happy day for Kenny and some of the folks within our Discord and our trading group. Has been a very happy dance. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I know. Giving me a little high five for my effort here. Looking at AMD breaking out here, looking for potentially to go higher, looking for some targets above 95 to 100 with these targets. Again, AMD, we've talked about multiple times on the live stream and in various videos. We're seeing a lot of options activity going out with some very large institutional buying, it looks like, with hedge funds and so forth buying millions of dollars worth of calls coming in today. That being said, the Street, which is again a nice little publication, is identifying, of course, like, hey, AMD has hit a lid here, or a cap, or a wall of resistance, basically around the 88 level. Of course, we have broken through that today with a very large push higher. Again, the article does go into detail a little bit on understanding the mindset of the deal with XLNX. Xilinx, I think is how you pronounce it, is something that they're going to be hitting on that tune. And in fact, they're also giving a nice little float of the day that shares continue to move higher if NVIDIA joins into the rally. So you're seeing if NVIDIA starts rallying as well and continue to roll higher, both of these stocks could really just kind of take both their gravitational pulls and levitate above the rest of the market. And of course, I want to give a quick shout out to Lisa Su and her fantastic job at AMD. Always a very individual one that was always interesting to hear her speak on the conference calls. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into the charts. Yes, it has been a juicy one. Let's just get our chest pumps ready here, folks. Looking here at AMD is nearly up 6% going into the close today. It's currently 322 here. Got 40 minutes left of the market open. Looking for potentially testing that 94.28 level, which again has been the previous high, and we haven't seen that high all the way back since the beginning of September. So we've kind of been ping-ponging around. We talked about that 88 to 89 level kind of failing multiple times. Finally seeing it breaking through and seeing an aggressive movement, a nice large candlestick coming in here. We have the RSI bending higher. We have the volume zone oscillator as well, continuing to hit very high positive numbers. ATR, which is the average true range, is elevated due to the fact of a lot of volume in the overall movement in the stock. And then you're still seeing the IV, which is the implied volatility percentage, is basically still somewhat low. So the call options have not exploded quite yet, but they are looking to, again, with being up 6%, that's kind of a lagger here on the percentage standpoint. With that potential, some targets looking at around 94.28, really looking for those targets basically around 100 and 106 to the upside. Some interesting options activity that we saw going forth today. Someone bought 8,625 calls for AMD for January 15th, the year of 2021. That in also the strike price is the 82.50. So that's going to be an in the money call, paying for about $10.36. Total going for nearly $9 million. So that's a nice little cha-ching, a lot of cheddar being put into AMD just today. So if we go into Tastyworks here real fast, and we're going to be looking at the 82.50, and that current call is going for basically $12.60. So that individual's already basically made 20% on his or her investment. So looking at nearly making $2 million just today on that particular call. So very aggressive movement. We're also seeing some aggressive movement to the further call side. We have the same expiration for January 15th, 2021. We're seeing the $90 call. That's only 4,500 calls being purchased. So that's something that you and I can potentially wing. So that's a $3.5 million bet going there again, but that is a $90 call. So you can really see the difference between the $90 call and the 82.50 call due to the fact of it being in the near, really, I won't say deep in the money, but in the money, and then being at the money, you see those really pretty widespread of those prices going forth there. So looking here, before I let you go, some key takeaways that we're going to be looking for. Potentially looking for AMD to continue run higher. This has been a very large move to the upside here. Initially looking for, again, that 94.28 level to potentially see those targets being hit. To the downside, we're going to be looking for initial short-term support, basically around 86.48 to the downside. That's going to be not the most significant, strongest support. The stronger significant support is going to be coming around 84 and potentially even down to $81. So it's going to be the very strong range potentially if we do get a pullback for market correction. Again, whatever. We do not have a crystal ball within the market, and the market doesn't care about our feelings and our expectations. It's really kind of a dream killer at times. Looking here, a little bit skewed on a weekly chart here. You're seeing the absolutely astonishing run that AMD has had. And we talked about this, we just talked about this last night on the live stream. We talked about the live stream on Saturday as well. AMD has this weird breakout kind of chart setup where it kind of just trades sideways, breaks out, trades sideways, breaks out, trades sideways, breaks out, trades sideways, breaks out, trades sideways, and then breaks out. Say that 10 times really fast. With that pattern seeing in place here on the weekly side, that 21, which is the yellow line, and the 34 EMA have been very key levels potentially to get additional shares if you're a little bit more longer term facing, which I am. I've had leaps for AMD for quite some time. I know if Ryan is listening, I'll give you a quick shout out for you. I know you and I held AMD pretty much through this whole kind of crazy thing while everything else was ripping higher. You and I were in a little misery town, just waiting and waiting, being patient, waiting for the fish to finally jump on the line, finally to whatever actor or metaphor we want to use, just being patient here on waiting for that really kind of kick higher here. And we really got paid off here on that very significant move higher. I know that was a fantastic trade for both of us there. With that, additionally adding to leaps, again, if you're not familiar with leaps are basically buying options that are within 365 days out from its current expiration date. So some option leaps will be looking at basically all the way out to January 2022. Those will be considered leaps because they're outside of 1 year out. Some people will call leaps as 6 months out. I was traditionally taught that it was at least a year. So with this being said, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.